it's Jennifer from Auburn Yoga and Pilates. Tonight we are going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a Pilates mat class, but we're going to infuse it with some yoga. So it'll be a little different than the combo classes that we did that kind of had a definitive, this is Pilates and this is yoga, start and stop section. This time we're going to throw the yoga in the middle. So I hope you enjoy it. If you have a band or some light weights, grab it. We'll actually get started standing tonight. So depending on how heavy your weights are, or if you're using a band, how much resistance there is in the band, you may want to double up that band to get a little bit more resistance. Or you may be perfectly fine just holding it at, we'll call it 1 ply. So from here, we'll take that band up. We'll hold those wrists at shoulder height, and we're just going to pull those arms out and in. So pulling it out, and in, and out, and in. So if you're using a band, obviously you want to make sure that you're getting enough resistance that you feel like you're getting some benefit. If you're using weights, you want to make sure that the weights are the right weight. Not too heavy, not too light. And this time hold it out and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, taking it out and in. 8, 7, 6, 5. And hold it out and pulse. And now I'm not sure, I think I'm gonna have to adjust the angle of the camera. We're gonna reach those arms up, you can kind of see, and then I'm gonna pull those arms down for a lat pull, so squeezing that upper back, reaching those arms up and dropping it down, and coming up and down. You'd think that after over 40 virtual classes that I'd be able to get this camera angle right. Make sure that as you're coming down, you are really engaging that upper back. And keep that going. 8 more. So 8. So remember, if you don't have actual weights to do this with, or a band, you can use things around the house. Water bottles, canned goods. And last one, and holding it up. And I'm just gonna adjust this camera angle because I want you to be able to see my arms. There, I think that will do it. Okay, much better. Okay, so keep taking those arms overhead, and we're going to start off dropping the right arm, lateral pull. And coming up, pull the other way. And up. So pull down, and as you do, you want your body to move on that lateral plane. open the shoulders a little bit into the upper back, a little bit into the waist. Taking those toes and knees both wide, and you want a fairly wide stance, we're going to come back up with our arms parallel to the floor, and we're going to pull those arms out as we plie down. So just a little wide squat. You want to try in this variation to keep your hips, your shoulders, and your head all in one vertical line. So try not to throw those hips back behind you. And this time, hold the bottom of the plie and pulse out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up. And one more set. Out. Hopefully if you've been playing along, your arms are a little fatigued. I know mine are. You probably just saw me sneak my hands a little further out on my band. My shoulders are really having a conversation with me. And hold it up, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now coming into a seated position. And starting off, turn this way so you can see better. Starting off here, and just holding that band out in front of you. You can hold it, one ply or 2 ply. Coming into some scoops. So scoop back, pull the abdominals toward the spine, and lift and lengthen up. So scoop, and lift. And scoop, and lift. Not that many more of these, we'll do 5 more. So 5 more. Lengthen those legs. Now, we're going to find those sitting bones, so sometimes you have to maneuver a little bit, and then placing that band, and this is where you could use a towel or a belt, or maybe just reach forward, folding forward. While you're here, you want to flex your feet, and you want to try to pull your pinky toes back towards your belly button. So hopefully the bottom of your feet are straight across the bottom. And pulling yourself a little more deeply into the stretch. Don't force it. And then coming back up, one more set of scoops. So, bending those legs, holding that band, scooping it back. And 8 of them. And last one. And lengthening those legs again. And taking that band or that belt or that towel around those feet and stretching forward. So this part here, the first part you did need something with some give. So you probably needed an actual band or some weights. But in these movements that we're doing here, some sort of towel, not a huge towel, or fabric of some type would definitely fill the need. Because here we're just pulling, well, soon, we're just pulling out on that band, creating a little bit of resistance. So here we go into that part here. So back to bending those legs, but we're not going back to scoops. We're going to do some bent leg roll-ups. Now, bent leg roll-ups are too much. You're going to roll down and do some abdominal crunches. So when I roll up, you'll just crunch. So from here, slowly rolling down, pulling out on your band or your towel, reaching those arms back, trying to keep the back of the rib cage down. Inhaling to prepare, exhaling, coming up. So again, pulling out on that band or towel, slowly scooping down, slow, slow, slow. Inhaling to prepare, exhaling, coming up. And again, coming down. Coming up. And coming down. Try for 4 more of these if you can. Exhale. So you're really pulling those abdominals in on the exhale. Letting those knees go out wide, letting those feet come together, and allowing yourself to come into a butterfly stretch. So stretching the back of your torso, and also stretching your hips and thighs. And coming up, grabbing hold of that towel or band again, coming back into that bent leg position. Rather than do straight scoops though this time, we're going to add an oblique twist. So from here, we're going to start off, we're going to twist to the right, but I'll twist to my left so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to come down, you're going to roll down in this twisted position as best as you can. So maintain the twist, maintain the twist, maintain the twist. Obviously, when you get close to the floor, you're going to drop the back of both shoulders to the floor and roll up. Coming down, twist the other way. Hold the twist, hold the twist, hold the twist. Coming down, rolling up. And twist again, side one, slowly rolling down. Coming straight up in the center. Twist the other way. Coming down. Coming up. Trying for 4 more. Three more. One more. And coming back. So hopefully it's obvious that you incorporated those obliques in that one. And now, taking that band or towel, and we're going to sort of use it as a supportive sling and place it behind your skull. And then those elbows point up and they are shoulder distance apart. From here, long neck to chin, and taking those legs out, we're going to start out pushing the legs away, pulling the legs in. In this variation, try to keep the legs together. In this variation, try to keep the head and shoulders still, so that ideally the only thing that's moving are those legs. Now I'm kind of doing an in-between version, so I'm not doing the easiest and I'm not doing the most challenging. Easier will be pointing those legs more up to the ceiling when they go out, and more challenging is bringing those legs more horizontal when they go out. So plan accordingly. And holding it here, and now twisting side to side. Last one. And tuck those knees into your chest. Use your band or towel. Place it right under your knees, on your shins somewhere. And really pulling those legs in. And then taking that band or towel back to being a sling, coming up, trying to position your knees directly over your hips with your shins parallel to the floor. Alternate those leg drops. So my head and shoulders are not too high up today. Yours could be higher if you can maintain the stability in your torso. Try to keep one leg perfectly stationary. Don't move it at all as the other leg is moving. Four more. 3 more. 2. And last one. Pull both knees back into the chest. This time, leave that right leg in and extend that left leg. Now, if it's too much to fully extend the left leg, if it bothers the back, then put some softness in the knee. Put some bend in it. Now, from here, taking that towel or band and looping it around your foot and coming into a hamstring stretch. So flexing that right foot, pulling that right pinky toe in the direction of your belly button. Really trying to get heavy through that left leg as though you had a sandbag atop of your upper thigh. And then bending that leg, switching sides. Other leg comes in, coming into that knee to chest stretch. Try to keep length symmetrical. So you're trying to be fairly even on both sides of your torso. Try not to shorten your waist just on one side. And then lengthening that leg, coming into that hamstring stretch, flexing that foot, letting that pinky toe move in the direction of your belly button. And again, getting heavy through that right leg this time, so that you have a sandbag on that right thigh. And then bringing that knee into the chest and extending that leg so that your legs are side by side and they're pressing into the midline. Now, modified, you can just do abdominal crunches, or you can go for full roll-ups. So, inhale to prepare. Exhale, roll up. That first one is always so tricky. Coming up, and while we're here, since if you have a band, you can do this. If you have a towel, just pull out. If you have a band, you can pull back, press out, and then roll down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, come up. Lengthen that spine, pull the arms out or pull the arms back, depending on what you're holding on to. Keep pulling out on your towel or band as you come down, so that your arms are constantly active. Coming up. Trying to slowly roll down on the way back. That one kind of got away from me. Coming up. Slowly coming down. And 3 more. Only 2 more. And this time we're going to hold it at the top anyway. And taking those legs out wide. Wider than your hips. Exactly how wide is pretty much up to you. And then folding forward. And then slowly coming up and bringing those legs together. Now, the key couple things on these. One, don't move your legs. Don't move your hips. If your feet start going like this, like they're pedaling, then you know you're moving your hips. Really, really, really keep those legs together. And holding that band, pulling out on that band. And from here, we're going to keep our hips. Take our right hand to the side, come back. Left hand to the side. Come back. So this one's harder to do with a towel. If you don't have a band, you might want to use hand weights again. Remember, lower half, not moving. Oh, and I told you there were a couple things. The other thing is spine really vertical. Lift through the top of that head. And from here, just bringing those arms up and down. Reach out, but we're not doing a lat pull like we were before. Just a little press out. Now, holding it center. Now, maintain this distance between your wrists. And, you know, what's this distance? Whatever distance it is for you. Approximately shoulder distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. Now, keep the legs still. So in this case, we're not pulling out and in. We're keeping the resistance here where it is. So adjust your hands accordingly. Now, twist right, arms up, arms down, come back to center. Twist, up, down, center. Twist, up, down, center. Twist. If you have a band and you've been pulling out for the last, let's see, 30 minutes or so with us, hopefully your shoulders are a little fatigued. Last one. Take those legs back to wide again. Knees are upward facing. Fold forward. And then walk your hands to the right. Now you may need to reposition and come down. You're trying to bring your belly button as close to being over your thigh bone as you can. That is challenging to do. It's probably not going to get all the way there, but hopefully you get at least part of the way there. And bringing that chin a little closer to your ankle. Maybe walking those hands forward. And then coming up. And same thing, other side, twisting and coming forward. Getting that belly button to be as close to over that thigh bone as possible. And coming up, bringing it back to center, taking those legs together, and coming into a side lying position. And if you have a band, you can take that band and tie it. Now, if you don't have a band, it's still going to work out okay. You can still get some benefit from this. So, from here, you're going to try to pretty much line up your body with the long end of your mat. And you want, if you do have a band, and obviously there are different kinds. There are the circular bands, there's the tubing, there's these flat bands, any of them will work. So from here, lift and drop the leg. Now if you have a band, your range of motion is going to be a little smaller like mine is. If you don't have a band, you may be able to get a little bit more of a range of motion. You're still going to feel something. Now hold that leg up, pulse. And down and up. And hold it up, pulse. And now we're going to make the band irrelevant, even if you have one. Bring those legs together, still keeping your body so that it's parallel to the long end of the mat. Lift those legs together. Now you can keep just the legs going, or if you'd like, you can take the hand of the lower arm and place it somewhere around your shoulder-ish area. Your upper hand becomes a kickstand. So it's not that your wrist is directly under your elbow, but it's proximity to it. So from here, you're going to squeeze through your side body and lift both the legs and the torso. Try to stay relatively two-dimensional. And last one. And then switching over to the other side. So, got about 5 more minutes of work and then we will do some more stretches. So from here, again, lining up your body so it's parallel to the long end of the mat, upper leg lifts and drops. So just a very short side lying sequence. We'll have to do a longer sequence another day. And pulse. And lift and drop again. Hold it up, pulse. And take those legs together. So again, the band is not adding any additional resistance for you on this next one. I was just feeling, too lazy to take it off. I will. Now from here, starting off with just legs, lift and drop. Keep squeezing them into the midline. Now you can certainly keep just legs, or you can take that lower hand and grab hold of that shoulder and lift. Keep squeezing those legs toward the midline. Last one. And if you have a band on, you can kick it off and roll into a supine position. Taking those feet out to the edge of your mat, so your feet are just a little wider than your hips. And allow those legs to move in a windshield wiper type movement. So releasing the hips, releasing the back, just moving them from side to side. And then holding them stationary when you feel like you've gone long enough, and just let those knees fall to the center. stretch, it's really just more of a release. And then bringing those feet in hip distance apart. Take your right leg, lift it up, cross it over, flex that foot, and externally rotating that inside leg. Flexing that inside foot. Now if you have really, really tight hips, here will be enough of a stretch for you. Some of you are going to reach up, grab your hamstring. Some of you are going to reach up, grab your shin. And some of you may want to grab hold of that band or towel again to kind of add an extension to your arms. So you want to feel a deep hip stretch, nothing too intense, but deep. Now this foot here, make sure that you're resting that flat part of your outside ankle, right about here, on that area just over the knee. You don't want your foot to bend at your ankle like that. That will overstretch the ankle and weaken the ankle. We definitely don't want that. And switch. So taking that leg, crossing it over, externally rotate. Finding that place where you feel like you're getting a stretch. And dropping it down, and either rolling to your side or rolling up into a seated position. And once again, taking those feet together, those knees out, folding forward. Coming up and just coming into whatever feels like a comfortable seated position for you. And what would a day be without spine circles? Not a good day. That's what it would be. Spine circles every day. Keep those energy centers in your back active. Reverse direction. Holding it up, nice and tall. Reach one arm over. You find the depth of stretch that you want to be in. And then allow that arm and shoulder to drop forward, coming up. Same thing, other side. Reach over, find that lateral stretch. And dropping it forward, coming up. And just coming into a few seated cat and cows. So obviously this class doesn't have a defined yoga practice component in it. Just a few little yoga stretches. So a little different than that normal combo class that we do with yoga and Pilates. And holding it up nice and tall. So thank you for joining me, or thank you for doing this video on replay. Regardless of how you watch it, please like us, comment, share. We really appreciate you sharing these. If you know of anyone who might enjoy them. And you can also watch them on our YouTube channel. If you subscribe, we could actually do YouTube lives because not all of our members have Facebook, so that's why we're doing them and then uploading them up to YouTube for those people who don't Facebook. But I'm glad that you Facebook if you're seeing this live. So thanks again and take care.